So coming to today topic, tag lib directives, okay, also known as custom tags. So the tags which are used in JSP may not be solving the total problem in JSP program. So that means the inbuilt tags that are available in JSP will not be sufficient for doing the business logic. Sometimes we need some user defined tags. Then in today class we are going to see how to define user tags. Okay, that is also nothing but custom tags. To achieve this custom tags, we are going to use the predefined directive called as taglib directive. With the help of this taglib directive, we are going to create custom tags, and it will have some series of steps. And we are going in today class we are going to see that one. So when what are the situations where it is possible we need custom tags? So in some situations that is we need to repeat the same code many times by various JSP programs. That means a set of programs or not set of program, a particular program need to be run on different JSP programs. Then in such cases we are going to use custom tags. Okay, and also in order to avoid the repetition of the code, so it is highly desirable to develop the code only one time in the form of tags and use these tag by other JSP program. That means, so every time if you are every time instead of writing the same code every time, we are going to use this taglib concept to reuse the one particular concept in other JSP programs also. Okay, so these tags are so already I told you, no, this one is also known as custom tags. So what are the advantages of using these custom tags are, so repetition of code is reduced. That is, same code is rewriting n number of times has been reduced, and we can achieve high performance and less storage space. Yes, this is obviously correct. Why? Because when the repetition of code is reduced, then automatically the performance of the system is increased, and also it will take less memory. Okay, then we can achieve the slogan of WORA. That means write once, run anywhere. Okay, you have to write only one time and the same code can be used n number of time anywhere. That is the main intention of this, main advantage of this custom tags. And also custom tags provide simplicity for JSP program in developing the application logic. So in developing the application logic, if you would need to um, reduce the programming, and if you need to simplify the JSP program, then we need to use custom tags. Okay, so these are the following steps that we need to follow while developing a custom tags. Okay, so first point is decide which tag to be used along with prefix or short name. So tag name and retribute names if required. Okay, we need to specify, that is, what is the tag name we need to be used. So like we already see in C or any programming language, we need some predefined names. For example, to call int, string, float, all what are all these? They are variables. Okay, for declaring the data type of an variable. Okay, so in similar way, to identify or to specifically define, okay, a particular operation, we need to give some name for that particular code. So how we are going to give that one is in the form of prefix or short name. Okay, so and also we need to be careful while choosing the prefix. So what is the need we need to, what is that caution we need to take is, it should not belongs to JSP already predefined tags. Okay, and Java X or Java W and Java. See, that means the prefix which we are going to choose should not be already a keyword or buzzword or in any of this JSP or Java X or in Java. Okay, that means already predefined keywords will not be used as a prefix names. Okay, so After developing a custom tag, one must specify the details about tag in a predefined file called as TLD. TLD stands for Tag Library Descriptor File. Okay, so we need to define one separate file. What is the name of that file? TLD file. Okay, the extension of that file is TLD file. So what we need to do in the TLD file? In the TLD file we need to specify all the custom tags. We are going to see one example, then you will get a clear picture of that one. Okay, and before that one we are going to study the basic. Okay, so what the TLD file contains? Declarative details about custom tags. Okay, so and after developing the TLD file, we need to keep the TLD file in some place. Where we need to keep that one? We need to keep that particular TLD file either in web INF folder directly, or we may create separate folder called TLDs folder. So this TLD folder should be present inside WebINF. Okay, this we will see while we are going to do a practical example. Okay, then whenever we make a request to a JSP page where we are using custom tag, will give location of TLD file. So we need to give the location of this TLD file in our JSP page. Then only that particular JSP file is going to be invoked, and that in the TLD file we have the basic information that is required to invoke that particular concept. Okay, that is only the TLD file give information about tag handler class. Okay, this tag handler class is nothing but Java Bean class in which we develop the arithmetic logic or business logic for the custom tag. Okay, for that custom tag we need one Java class. Okay, Java file. So where that Java file is available and how we are going to invoke that particular Java file information is available in TLD file. See, it is like our web.xml only. See, whenever we click on submit button, action in the action we are providing URL. Then the URL information is available in the web.xml. What it is in available for that particular URL, which class we need to invoke, which particular class we need to invoke. That information is available in web.xml. Whenever that particular information is given in web.xml, upon clicking on submit, that particular class file is going to be take place. In similar way, when a particular JSP file is loaded, this custom tag will go to that particular TLD file. From the TLD file, it is going to invoke a particular tag handler class. Okay, so these are the some syntaxes and our examples how so we need to do. So in a particular in our JSP file, we need to specify this one. Okay, syntax for specifying the location of TLD file in our JSP program. So what is the syntax? Taglib URI is equal to location of the TLD file, then prefix is equal to prefix or short name of custom tag. What is the custom tag we need to decide? Example is like this. See, I already told that the TLD file should be available in WebINF folder or WebINF folder. Inside that WebINF folder, TLDs folder. Inside TLDs folder, we are going to. Okay. Here, that is only here. Taglib is a directive used for giving information regarding TLD file, and so this is a directive. Taglib is a directive that will going to give the information about where that particular TLD taglib directory is available, and what is the prefix for that one. That is going to be given by using taglib directive. Okay, so what are the entries that we will do in a TLD file is going to be see in the following. So this figure, this code will explain the basic elements that should be included in a taglib directory. So taglib version, what is the version we are going to use? We are going to use 1.0 version and JSP version. Okay, what is the short name? This short name and this prefix name should be same. Okay, short name and prefix name should be same. Then tag. What is the tag name we need to do? So the tag name we need to use is display. And what this display is going to do, okay, this display is going to do my package dot x, okay. That that means the tag file, a tag class file, okay, target file, okay, target file. So we need to specify the class file location of that class file. So that file should be stored in a source pages inside one package. Inside that package we need to give some class name, so we have to give that path. If there is any attribute, we need to give them attribute, okay. This is the general structure of any tag link directory, okay. So if the tag contains any attributes, we must use attributes in TLD file. Suppose in our TLD file we need some attributes. That means we need to give some values for performing that specific function. Then we are going to specify them by the help of attributes, okay. So what is the syntax for specifying the attribute is open brace of attribute, close brace of attribute. So name, required, and RT expression value. So it represents the name of that particular attribute and represents either true or false. It also represents either true or false. So when we use true, the required attribute should be name. The attribute should be used compulsory. That means if we specify required is true, then it should compulsory used. If we specify false, means it may use, it may not be used, it is optional. And if this tag file is going to be pass, value is going to be passed by using on runtime, then this should be true, otherwise it should be false, okay. So now we are going to see steps for handling tag handler class. Okay, how we are going to define this tag handler class. Okay, so all the so a tag handler class is basically a Java Bean class. So what it is basically, it is a Java Bean class. Okay, it should contains set of set methods and set of get methods. It is consist of set of get methods and set methods. So set method is used for setting the parameters and get method is used for getting the parameter values. Okay, so all the attributes of custom tag must be used as properties or data members in tag handler class in the same order in which they are appear. Suppose if you are using any attributes in our custom tag, then in custom tag, then that attribute should be act as a properties or data members of that particular tag handler class, and also that should be declared in the order in which they are appear, okay. Then every tag handler class must extend a predefined class called javax.servlet.jsp.target.tag support class, okay. So this is the tag handler class. Okay, this tag support class contains two lifecycle methods, which are automatically called by the JSP container. So that means which are automatically called by JSP container means we doesn't require any object to invoke that particular mm, methods. Okay, what are the two methods that are available in tag support class are do start tag and do end tag. Okay, what is the use of these two tags? Okay, the legal value which are written by do start tags are skip body and evolve body include. These are the two written types of the do start tag. Okay, so this method will be called by JSP container when starting of the custom tag taken place. So this method is invoked in the beginning of the custom tag. Okay, so skip body is the content constant which will be written by do start tag method when we don't want to execute the body of the custom tag. See, body of the custom tag in the sense, if you observe here, body content here empty. So if it is not going to return, if you we want not to do anything this one, then the return value of this do start tag is skip body. Okay, evolve over body include it is a constant which will be written by do tag method when we want to evaluate the body of the custom tag. Okay, if you want to evaluate body of the custom tag, then we are going to use this evolve body include. Okay, then similarly do end tag is going to be invoked or called when the closing tag of the custom tag place. Okay, that means here at the end of this closing tag, this particular end tag is method is going to be invoked. Then it is having evaluate page and skip page. So if that do end tag is going to return evaluate page method, evaluate page return value when we want to execute the rest of the JSP page, if you want to do rest of the JSP page. So skip page is constant to be written by do end page. Okay, that means if you want to not to evaluate the um, following page, then we are going to use skip underscore page. Okay, so the flow of custom tag in JSP is, so we need to create one JSP file, we need to create one TLD file, we need to create one tag handler class. Whenever we invoke a JSP file, if it is having tag lib directory, then it is going to invoke that particular TLD file. Then this particular TLD file is going to be invoke that particular tag handler class. How it is going to invoke that particular tag handler class is this about this class. That information is available in TLD file. Okay, so that is about taglib direct. Okay, now we are going to see an example how we are going to execute a taglib directory. Okay, with an example.